Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show, and I'm so pleased to have the team from Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices here. Welcome, guys.
Hi, Joe.
As always,
Hi, Joe.
Happy to have you all here with us.
Good to be back.
We have had a whole month where we've just been consumed with Sundance and haven't had a chance to really, I think, look back and assess things properly. But that's something I've been aiming to do with you guys, to talk about how things went in the industry and like kind of look at last year, because I kind of recall that one of the things that's been, I think, very positive for us, me here certainly, and for our viewers too, is you guys have had a really good handle as we've been looking at things. You told us, hey, you know what, you better buy, if you're trying to get something that's distressed, better buy it now because it's going to be gone. Sure enough, a week later, we're like, yep, there's nothing left.
There's no distressed properties.
Yeah,
Yep.
And then we started talking about the lower end of stuff. If you're looking for an entry level and you think you want something below $500,000, you better hurry. And sure enough, boom, gone.
Correct.
Now we're up to the $750 million for the lower end.
Correct.
And each of these times we've as we've gone through this over the last year, you guys have been dead on. Like a month out, we've talked about stuff, and sure enough, a month later, that's how it was.
We're pretty amazing, aren't we?
You kind of are amazing, yeah. I admit.
Our crystal ball
awesome.
has been working.
Well, I'm wondering where you got it, because everybody else's doesn't work. So it's pretty impressive, I got to say.
Right.
But as we look back, let's talk about the year as a whole.
Well, overall, the year 2014 over 13 was about 10% bigger. Volume-wise.
That's pretty good. 10%.
That's
good
pretty
growth.
good, but it wasn't a significant difference as we saw the year before, which was a banner year. Okay,
Sure.
13 over 12, but it was about 10% higher. It was about $1.7 billion.
Really?
Was the bottom line.
Volume for the entire Board of Realtors.
That's pretty impressive, though, nonetheless. I mean, that's a good
Those are big
number.
numbers.
That's a lot of real estate.
Those are big numbers.
And
It's a lot of real estate.
let's be honest, we didn't want it to grow at a really, really high rate, because that gets a little scary, frankly, right?
Well,
there's some reasons we want it to be nice, slow
As
growth.
fast as you go is as fast as you're going to drop.
Right. I've heard that before. That's
Right.
scary.
So it's got to be slow and measured, calculated and measured growth.
So we're kind of on the right track for that, wouldn't you say?
We are kind of on the right track, but at the end of the day, I think what's holding more growth is truly the lack of inventory.
Really?
There's
That's what it's all about.
really no inventory. In Park City, for instance, homes under 1.5,
Yeah.
just in city limits, there's 21 homes.
That's not many.
Over $1.5 million, it's 10 times that. It's 117 homes on the market.
Wow. So the high-end stuff
Is heavy with
Is very
inventory.
heavy.
And there's only so many people that can afford a $2.5+ million home.
So that means that there's some vacant homes, or at least there will be, probably.
Well, yes, they're vacant. They're
there's nobody there.
unsold.
Yeah.
Correct.
I guess the real question is this. Does that mean also that we can expect some building to happen again? We really haven't seen a lot of building.
Not in the city proper. There's
not
not a lot
in
of
city
land.
proper. There's not much. There's not really anything to build on.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
I guess on the outskirts, is that what's going to start happening?
Well, you've seen the building that's going on right outside of Silver Creek. That's how many units? 700 units in there. And then the building that's going right at the junction of 40 and 248, that's coming online. So that's where the building is going on, because there's really not much, there's no place to build in the city.
Wow.
Little pockets here and there, but nothing a big development-wise.
Has that raised the value of, say, lots that are there? Because we've seen 5 or 6 lots. I mean, I know there's a couple over in, over at the Summit Park. I've seen a couple here and there. I've seen 1 or 2 up a little north of that, or excuse me, a little east of that.
There are, in fact, I was looking for lots yesterday for a client, and under $650,000, there are 7 lots in town.
Oh my.
And most of them are up in Hidden Meadows, which is a second home community. There's 1 in Prospector, nothing in Park Meadows.
Holy Toledo.
Yep, that's the reality.
So now we're starting again to see some people buy homes, some of the older homes, and scrape them to the ground just for the land. We're starting to see that again.
Yeah, in fact, of course, there's all kinds of different requirements, and someone should definitely look at that before they think that they might do that, because they might have a home you can't do that with. But
particularly Old Town.
Yeah, especially in Old Town. In fact, and I have seen a lot of remodeling in Old Town, lifting of homes, new, putting in the new foundations, the new basements, the whole 9 yards. I suppose that's going to be all the more popular as well.
Well, again, a lot of those homes have already been redone, and those homes that you see are being lifted didn't have a foundation under them to begin with.
Right.
So they were old miners' homes, so they were lifted up for a foundation. So
I think you're right, though, Joe. Last summer, when you drove through Prospector or Park Meadows, there were so many remodels going on. It was tough driving through with all the construction traffic. I think we're going to see more of that. You're right.
Well, it's I think it's exciting to see that the market is, obviously we all wanted the market to do well because it means that it's a leading economic indicator. It says that the country is doing better. So there's little argument about that anymore. The question just is now, if you own one of these homes or you want one, what do you do? And that's really the question, I think.
Well, just with such little inventory on the market, it behooves you if you're looking. So we have clients that come to town that want to feel what the market is like and are looking at property today. They're not ready to buy for another 6 or 8 months.
Ooh, yeah, not going to work for them.
Well,
probably.
not only is it not, but what you see today is not going to be there in 6 or 8 months.
Right.
And the trends will have changed by then.
So in other words, we need to make some decisions.
If you're looking to move here, you need to make some decisions. Correct.
Yeah, get ready and just do it.
Right.
And still, every neighborhood has its own story.
Right.
It's such a segmented market because different price ranges are moving at different paces.
Would it hurt someone in that situation that you mentioned a minute ago to just, hey, look, you're moving here already, especially if you're coming from out of state, you get what you can get, and then you look to the future?
That's easy to say, but if they have to sell something in California, if they have to sell, if they have to change their job, but if they're coming here just to explore what their dollar buys them,
that may be different.
In 6 to 8 months, we're going to have a different story then. I can't tell you what that will be, but we will have a different story.
Get the crystal ball back out. Let's figure this out. I know you guys are so good at this. Well, I guess the other part of this is if you've got one of these high-end homes, what do you do if you want to sell it? I mean, that's a real sketchy situation right now. As you mentioned, there's lots of them out there.
There's lots of choices
so
for a buyer.
You've got to be competitive.
You have to be very competitive. You have to be priced well, and you have to be able to show it on a moment's notice.
Now, is it just price well, or is it sometimes just having some of the added value that maybe gets that home sold? Are there things that someone should look to do maybe to bring to bring that and make that home a little more exciting, perhaps?
Go ahead.
Just to have it in excellent condition, maintenance-wise and so forth, so that someone doesn't come in thinking that they need to put money into it.
Yeah, if they're going to have to put anything into it, they're probably not going to want it.
So particularly if it's priced at the top of the market, where in their neighborhood, and it needs another $400,000 to $500,000 worth of upgrades, you're priced out of the market already.
Wow.
So talk to your agent and get that thing priced right if you really need to sell it. If you just want to list it, shoot, you can put any number on it that you want.
Yeah, but that's what you said. Just listing
if you just want to list it.
And that's not necessarily, let's be honest, just listing things just for the sake of, well, I'm going to sell, is not necessarily a good idea because the longer it sits on a listing, the worse, the harder it is to sell it in the long
not only
run.
that,
Is that not the case?
By the longer it sits there, all of us agents have probably seen it, shown it, know what it's all all about and can speak to it chapter and verse. Exactly, shop worn. Well put, Jim.
Shop worn. That's the word we were looking for. Okay.
It's the word of the day.
That's true.
Well, I think then it makes sense to make sure that it's got everything that needs to be upgraded and fixed done. So if you need to do something with the kitchen cabinets, you get it done. If you need to do anything with the flooring, you get it done. Paint, everything that needs to be done in its model ready.
It sparkles. Right? Yes, it's clean.
That's your best bet.
Right.
But probably most importantly, if there's an issue with the house, whether it's the floor plan or the location or whatever, it has to be priced properly.
All right, guys.
Buyers are going to buy by comparison. So if you've got some issues, you need to be below the comps. Even though our market with the dollar volume is showing some appreciation, it's not necessarily true in every neighborhood and every market.
Well, there you go. Well, that's the last word on it, guys. Good
Parting
job.
shot.
Yes.
If you find what you want, buy it.
Don't wait.
Don't wait.
Yeah, don't
That's
don't
my
haggle,
parting shot. Exactly.
Right?
Well, you might be able to haggle a little bit, but don't.
No lowball offers accepted.
That's exactly right.
That's just going to kill you. All right, guys. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, where do we find you?
LeeHartley.com or 647-8009. Always on the web, too.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank you so
Joe.
very much.
Thanks a lot.
We'll be back with more right here on the Mountain Morning Show. If you're looking for that home, don't delay. Get in touch with those guys. Get it done. Find the house you want and get it now. Don't wait. We'll be back with more right after this.